Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Polarity ATI and how I would currently use the software. I know there's machine learning. I got it up right here, all right? There is machine learning now, which is great, good addition. One thing I still obviously am not doing, well, I'm not using Polarity too much at all, but the machine learning, very difficult, very not easy to use, right? At least to get like solid data. Like no one's obviously probably gonna get the similar or same results as some of the people on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So what I would currently do to trade Polarity, and this is what I've taught people to find some success with in the past, okay? You're gonna look for fair value gaps, okay? Fair value gaps are just a gap, a 3-candle formation. Most of you should know what the gap is by now, okay? So 3 candles up, there's a gap between the first candle's high and the third candle's low, right here, okay? This gap, okay? So on ES, once we enter this gap on the way down, like right here, once we hit this gap, I would arm regression short, okay? Or trend long, but regression short usually works better as you're dropping down. Hopefully you get a fill here and you can scalp it back up, okay? And then another example right here, this one worked really well this morning. 3 candle formation, 1, 2, 3. This is a bearish gap, so the first candle is low and the third candle is high. There's a gap in between it, right? And once we enter the gap here, we would enter, so we're going down, right? We move back up, we move into the gap, we get close to the gap, we arm regression long, okay? What this would do is hopefully enter you into a short trade somewhere in this gap, right? So it takes the manual intervention kind of out. So it's a lot more, I guess, you know, hands off, right? It really is a lot more hands off. Another example here, this is all just from today. Worked pretty well all day here. Works on NQ, works on ES. Here again, we're dropping. We pull back in, arm regression long. Hopefully you get a fill here and catch the move down. And this also, like on a day like today, when you're trending so much, you could change your ATMs to where you just have a trailing stop. So that way you could catch, like here, if you got a fill, you could have caught most of this. Or here, if you got a fill, you could have caught most of this, right? On non-trendy days, you may get chopped out more, right? That's just how it works. So some more examples here. 3 candle formation, 1, 2, 3. From this first candle's high to the third candle's low, there's a gap, which we never ended up coming down to. Obviously, we did all the way over here, but you wouldn't want to do it that far away. Okay, you want it to be recent. So here, there's nothing right here. Another gap. First candle's high. Third candle's low. It's a really tiny wick or a tiny gap, but it still did work. We get close. Okay, we arm regression short because, you know, when we're wanting to get a long trade, we arm regression short. A short trade, we arm regression long, right? Works well. You get a nice, hopefully a fill around here. Can trail your stop up, okay? If you miss this one, I mean, it was just beautiful today. Beautiful price action today. Move up. Arm regression short coming in, boom, right? Trail your stop, okay? There's really no bearish gaps on this uptrend. We just have a lot of beautiful gaps here. You're gonna wanna lower your, like the way I used to use this before machine learning was lower your imbalance volume, your minimum imbalance volume. That way you have a little bit higher chance of getting filled on these, right? But you'll have to mess with your machine learning if you're using that, or just use the standard, okay? But you arm regression short here again, trail your stop. I mean, this is an instant from, if you get filled, we'll just say 5469. You could probably trail your stop up to here at least, get like 6-7 points there on ES, which is pretty good. 6-7 points is pretty good on ES. Had another gap here. This one didn't end up touching, right? Or getting close to, really, so we wouldn't really arm. This gap didn't hold here, so that would be an invalid gap. But if you armed, you still most likely would have been a winner. If you got a fill around here, right, you were down maybe 2 points, but it did end up moving up quickly after, right? I mean, this just goes on and on all morning here. Works so good. We have a bearish gap here. Obviously, you got to use some context, right? On this heavy uptrend, do you really want to try the first bearish gap to short? Probably not. If you did get an entry here, maybe you would have gotten a couple points here, right? But you want to focus on longs because we're just trending up, right? So another gap here, we move in, you arm regression short. And I mean, if you caught this, if you had a trailing stop with this, I mean, it probably would have been somewhere up around here. I mean, that would have been what? Somewhere around like 15 points or so. Again, ES, that's a lot. That's like 50 points on NQ, right? And that's just till 11:30. Okay, I mean, it was pretty good all day. Like, let's look at PM a little bit. Let's look like, I don't know, over here. Again, you want it to be pretty recent. Like, you don't want to see us move away from the gap like this too much and then come all the way down. You want to see it happen relatively quick. This was chop here. There's still a gap. If you armed regression long, maybe you got to fill. Maybe you were up a couple points, you know. Your best results are definitely going to be in the morning. So just keep that in mind. Okay. We had a long setup here. Pull back. Regression short. Move back up a little bit. We had some short setups right here. Rejected multiple times. That would have been a nice regression long opportunity. Okay. Down here. Like, this would have been a good play. And it actually was a good play. Regression long here. Hopefully you get a short trade. If it doesn't enter you a short here, maybe enters up here, right? Either way, at most, you were probably down 5 points, right? Which is, I mean, that's not a small amount. And that late in the day, I wouldn't trade really. Really clean this morning, though. The price action worked out really well. Definitely worth looking into, okay? It's what I used to teach people to do with Polarity, and they found success with it. Some got some payouts from them. So that's what I would do, okay? So that's my tips. That's my 2 cents. I want to hear your comments and thoughts down below. And yeah, have a good one, guys.